President Myers, members of Missouri's official family who are here, trustees, faculty, staff, family, and friends of the graduates, and especially to the graduates themselves. Let's hear it for the graduates again. It is a great honor to join you today to celebrate the commencement of Webster University's class of 2007. I am confident that the class of 2007 will contribute greatly to the world you are about to enter, because Webster has prepared you for a world that grows more interconnected and interdependent each day. You have had the wonderful opportunity and privilege to attend a university with students enrolled from 125 countries and 12 campuses and teaching sites outside the United States. Webster has provided you with an international orientation at a time when international cooperation will be critical to solving the world's most pressing problems. I particularly want to acknowledge those who are hearing this from a military basis. Essential to meeting the challenges of making peace and creating a better world are our men and women in uniform. With campuses on Webster is closely tied to America's military families. Let us salute our men and women for their patriotism and the sacrifice they and their families are making. They and their families. America is the land of the free and the home of the brave. We must work together to build a future. And speaking of families, I want to join President Myers in recognizing the parents and friends of the graduates who helped make this important day possible for all of you. Let's hear it for the parents and friends. To broaden opportunity for their children. And our country, our great country, was founded on the idea that each generation has a responsibility to make the future better for the next. One of our founders, President John Adams, explained this generational responsibility best, I think, when he wrote to his wife, Abigail. He wrote, "I must study politics and war so that our children have the liberty to study medicine and law and science, so that their children may study painting, poetry, art, and music. All of these pursuits are important to the community that is America." When I was young, I heard another great American president talk about our responsibility to one another. As a student, now this is going to sound really like ancient history to you, but as a student I attended the inauguration of President Kennedy. It was a freezing cold day in January. It was so cold that you could see the breath of Robert Frost as he recited a poem in honor of the new president. We were all stirred by President Kennedy's unforgettable call to service. And you know this from the history books. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. It's become a classic statement. But why I mention it today is because the very next line is one that was equally remarkable, but less known. He said, "My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what we can do working together for the freedom of mankind." With this statement, President Kennedy signaled that our foreign policy would be distinguished by cooperation and respect for all nations. And the world responded to America's leadership. Today, the world still looks to America for leadership and for hope. We must respond with respect and and cooperation, not disregard and condescension. Only then can we engage in the diplomatic alliances needed to promote peace and avoid war. We honor our patriotic men and women in uniform, but we have a responsibility to avoid war. The philosopher Hannah Arendt once observed that nations are driven by the endless flywheel of violence, believing that one final violent gesture will bring peace. But each time they sow the seeds for more violence. Words, not weaponry, are the tools of a new civilization. The university is where words should reign. The college campus is preeminently the place where argument, in the best sense of the word, debate, research, and articulate speech are and should be prized and maintained. Webster University has given you these tools to understand the world, to clarify your values, and to enter into dialogue with others so that you can help promote better understanding, freedom, and peace. Peace. In my recent travels as speaker, I have met with presidents, prime ministers, and kings. But what impressed me and inspired me the most were my encounters with young people. At a time when world leaders question the value of constructive dialogue with our adversaries, young people are engaged in their own international dialogue on campuses, through email, instant messaging, and blogs. And you are all a part of that. Young people are talking about their hopes for a brighter future, of their desire for peace, that word again, and prosperity. The young people I met in my travels abroad are weary of war. They want an end to violence, whether it's in Iraq, or the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, or the genocide in Darfur. They, as I'm sure you do, want to know if their leaders have the political courage to make the decisions necessary for peace. They want a future, and they want to know if their leaders can produce the economic opportunity, healthcare, and education for a better future. They want to alleviate poverty, and they want to end global warming and preserve our planet, God's beautiful creation. That's what I heard in the Middle East, and that's what I hear from young people across America. That unwillingness to accept the world as it is, the impatience of youth, is why I have such faith in the future and in the class of 2007. My message to you today is this: know thy power and follow your passion. The power and passion that springs from the beauty of your dreams, the depths of your imagination, and the strength of your values. Realize the promise that you have shown here at Webster. Continue to embrace its international mission, whatever your endeavor may be, and honor your own responsibility to the future. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this wonderful occasion. Since I'm also receiving this degree today, I have a special bond with the class of 2007. So remember that you have a classmate and a friend in the speaker's office. Enjoy